Hello, and welcome to this GIS report. I'm your host, Information Officer Feliza Fenty for the Ministry of Natural Resources and Labor. The Department of Agriculture focuses on building up the territory's farming industry through encouraging safe, advanced, and progressive farming practices and through providing avenues for assistance in various ways. Here to talk about the launch of the Backyard Garden Initiative is Deputy Chief Agricultural Officer Mrs. Arona Foy Forbes. Thanks for joining us today, and welcome to the program.
Thank you for having us.
The Backyard Garden Initiative, what started this initiative? How did it come about?
Okay, this is part of our annual program, but this year we opted to promote it a little more so that more persons within the farming community can get a hold of it. It provides benefits such as making the food available to them at a cheaper rate. Whatever it is they are planting, they would be able to just go out in their backyard and reap it.
Right.
And that will reduce the amount of money that they spend on that particular food that they have in their garden.
Right.
So we are trying to, some persons may encounter problems when they are setting up a garden. So we want to provide this medium whereby we can teach them, hence the reason for us launching this initiative.
So how can persons get involved? Do they just go full force into their backyard? Or what is your advice for those persons who want to be involved in?
Well, the advice I would recommend first is for you to develop a plan. What it is you spend most money on. Right. That you would want to cut back or reduce your monies towards. And the next thing, after you have decided that, then you want to contact the Department of Agriculture so that we can come out, look at your site and help you to properly lay out those particular items that you want to grow. Mm-hmm. It's not as easy as it sounds. Right. But with proper layout, with proper advice, you would be able to achieve that goal that you have set for yourself.
Very good. We have a variety of items in front of us today. Would you care to explain the different types of items and what they are, what we have them in, and what, you know, how did these come about, and the form of creativity that we are using?
Okay. First, we are trying to do some recycling. You don't, in your backyard, you don't want to make it too expensive, because your ultimate goal is trying to help you reduce the amount of money that you spend. So we are trying to use items that can be recycled. Now, you can go to any tire place or garage, and you should be able to get tires freely. So what we did, in order to make it attractive, two of the workers that works with me, they turned the tire inside out and they made this decoration. Actually, the fingerprints is one of the ideas, and they use the fingerprint to make it more decorative. Wow. And you paint it white to reflect the sunlight from it, so
it's not hot.
It would not be very hot.
Right, right.
Also, we provide it in such a way, we made it in such a way that you would not, it can be removed. So you will not put in any medium that is very heavy, that will cause, if the hurricane, we are now in the hurricane season, so if a hurricane is approaching us, these can be easily be taken up and put inside until the hurricane goes. And so you would have to put a bottom underneath it. And most of the plants that you would want to grow in here, that depth of the tiles is deep enough for them with the type of root system that they have. So we use the tires, and also we use a pallet board. Pallet board, you see them all around the place. It would be good if you in an area where you see termites, you would want to treat this particular pallet board prior to you putting in plants, because you know the termites will be attracted to it and come to it. But the same format is used. You would put a covering at the bottom, and then put in medium that will allow you to plant in it. You can plant cabbage with this depth. You can plant cabbage. Here we have the thyme in the tires, and in the pallet board we have the celery, and we have what we call chibble or chive. In both of the tires, this one we have thyme, and the other one we also have thyme. We have two types of thyme over there. We call them the broadleaf thyme or the wild thyme.
Right.
It is called the variegated one because of its variation, and we call this one the plain thyme.
Right.
And we also have sage and the information bush, which are common medicinal bush that we use here in the BVI for tea and to clean us out. And this container also here, we use this is also recyclable. We use these containers where we cut off a portion of them. The bottom part we are going to grow plants in, and the top portion we are using as saucers. What portions do, they often would water every day, and there are some plants that when you overwater them, they would die because the root system rots. So what you would do is put the water in the saucer, which this acts as a saucer, and you put the plant down in this pot, and only when it dries out, then you replace it. So you would not be overwatering over the plant. And during the heat of the day, the plant is going to take up a lot of water, and it would transpire. So with this saucering effect, it is very essential for the plant, and it helps it so that the plant will not wilt too much.
Oh, wow.
Okay?
Yes. Yes, the tires are very, very creative. They're very pretty.
Yes, I must give thanks to Tyrone Smith and Mr. Alfred Robinson, two of my team members.
Right, and they did a wonderful job.
Yes.
Yes. This push towards getting persons from the public to engage in backyard gardening, you said this is something that you do every year? Yes,
and apart of the Department of Agriculture, we also have seedlings, and persons frequently come and they get their seedlings. We have assorted seedlings, and at the launching, we will also have some available for sale.
Right, right.
Not free, for sale.
What would you say is the vision for this initiative? What would you like to see next year and in the coming years?
Okay, we are collaborating with the Ministry of Health.
Right.
We are trying to make the BVI as healthy as possible. So we are trying to reduce the amount of importation of food and trying to make them healthier.
Right.
So we want about 70% over, I would say over a 5-year period, of backyard household becoming adopted to this initiative.
Right.
And at the end of it, you are hoping to have a healthier community.
That's the ultimate goal.
That's the ultimate goal.
What does this type of initiative, what would you say for young people in the community who want to take part, and what does this type of initiative do for the youth of the community?
Well, for me, young children like to experiment, and this could serve as an experiment for the youth. They could try different type of crops. They can try different containers that could be used.
Right.
In your science class, the teacher can utilize different materials to come up with something that would be workable for a child in a science class. And they can do it as a project, and at the end of the term, they could be graded for it. So that could encourage them. And after they have learned, after they have obtained that zeal, I'm sure they will repeat it at home, which is transferable. That's transferable knowledge to their home. The mother would now not be able to, because a lot of households are single parents, mother or father, they would be able to cut back on particular crops or vegetables that they used to spend a lot of money on in the past, because they will have it there at home.
Very
So
good.
the knowledge is transferable, and I think children, youth, teenager, they can all become involved
Right.
in it.
How we know that persons can contact the department directly
Yes.
for some information, for assistance. We also know that Environment Month is coming up.
Yes.
Will you all be available during that time?
Yes, we are actually launching this initiative at the
Saving
the World?
Saving the World Fair.
Saving the World Fair.
Say the whole thing again.
Saving the World Fair at the Environment Month. And hopefully some of the energetic youths at the Department of Agriculture will also take part in the parade.
Right, yes. That's
In the afternoon.
That's right. That's right. Well, Mrs. Forbes, that's all the time we have for today. I thank you for coming and for launching and getting persons revved up and ready to plant in their backyard gardens. And I thank you for coming and encouraging all of us.
Thank you. It was my pleasure.
The Department of Agriculture provides and manages cost-effective information technology, resources, and services to support the agricultural producers and entrepreneurs involved in the developmental process of the Virgin Islands agricultural sector. For more information, please log on to www.bvi.gov.vg or reach us on Facebook or Twitter at BVI Government. For the Ministry of Natural Resources and Labor, I am your host, Information Officer Feliza Fenty. Thanks for watching.